Let's go live. Hare
Yes.
Krishna. A warm. We are on chapter 2 in the systematic study of Gita session. This is called Contents of Gita Summarized. Why we say Contents of Gita Summarized? Because in chapter 2, we get the summary of the entire Gita. Hence, the title itself is Contents of Gita Summarized. It's also called Sankhya Yoga. Next slide, Prabhuji. The agenda for the day is quite tight. We will do the verses 23 to 30. Then we will do the self-learning session, which is participative. I invite all of you to share your learning as you note down as we go through the verses. And then last 5 minutes, I will summarize what is the key learning from these 8 verses. Next slide, Prabhuji. I offer my obeisances to my Guru Maharaj, His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, and my Shiksha Guru, His Grace Gaur Vilas Prabhuji. With their blessings, I start the session today. Welcome to next slide, Prabhuji. So we are on Goloka Express. It's moving quite fast. We have completed chapter 1. We are on chapter 2. This chapter has the acronym Gita, which is very appropriate. Let's see what is Gita. So apart from contents of Gita summarized and Sankhya Yoga, there is an acronym for this chapter, which is called Gita. What is Gita? We have seen in the last class where what's the importance of Guru, how we should surrender to Guru, and how we should seek his guidance to face the chapter. Then we have started I, which is identity, where we are trying to understand that we are not the body, we are the soul, and hence we should not lament. Going forward, we will be seeing where each of us as living being, as Jivatma, have two roles to play. One is spiritual Swadharma, another is material Swadharma. And if we are able to follow the path Krishna shows to Arjuna, we will reach the stage of self-realized person, Gita Prajna. Now, it looks a big word, self-realized. But the moment we are as passengers on Goloka Express, listening to Gita and trying to reflect and apply the learnings in our life, then our journey towards self-realization has started. At least we know what should be done and what should not be done. Quickly look at the sections. Second chapter is the second biggest in Gita. We have completed the first section where it is Arjuna's further doubts and surrender to Krishna. We have started with the second section, which is Gnana Sankhya Yoga, where Krishna gives Arjuna the Jnana. We have completed up to verse 22, which Prabhuji took last time. And today, we are going to do verse 23 to 25, which is qualities of eternal soul. Let's see what is this soul? How is it? How is it acting within us? Then we see from 26 to 30, birth and death cycle. Krishna tells Arjuna, this is inevitable. Hence, no need to lament for eternal soul. Going forward, we'll do Sakama Karma Yoga, we'll do Niskama Karma Yoga, and go to Chitta Prajna. That is the stage at which we can live in this world peacefully, not really being bothered, not being frustrated, not saying why this is happening to me. So those things can slowly reduce and we reach the stage of Samadhi, Chitta Prajna. But is it easy? It's not easy. But as students of Gita, we know what we should do. It could take time, it doesn't matter, but the importance is being aware that yes, these are the things that I need to correct within my life. This is the true value of life. This is how I should surrender to Krishna. That is the quality we should imbibe. So we start the session of today, qualities of eternal soul. This is important part of Gita because it is very easy to see, very easy to hear, but not very easy to understand. And it's not that I, going forward, there is a work dedicated to this. How difficult it is to understand the concept of soul. Let's understand the flow of this session. Very careful attention, please, because the first word of 2.11, which is the first verse of this section, Krishna starts with the lesson. Asocyan nasocitam. Asocyan, the first word itself says, do not lament. What is there that you should lament? Then, in the section we are going to cover today, this word is very important. Nasocitam arhasi. Do not grieve. We all say, what does Gita teach us? You can note this down. This is what Gita teaches us. And going forward, when we reach 18th chapter, Krishna says, Ma sucah, mokshasyami ma sucah. Do not fear, free us from worry. All of us, if we are able to follow this, do not lament, do not grieve, do not fear. That is the three greatest lessons that we can take away from Gita. And that is what is going to make us a self-realized being. So the three top learnings I want to re-emphasize: do not lament, do not grieve, do not fear, free us from worry. With this, start the first verse of the day. A very, very interesting verse. Nainam chindanti shastrani, nainam dahati pavakaha, na chainam kledayanti apo, na soshayati marutaha. Krishna is using nainam, nainam, na chainam, na soshayati 4 times. That is the power of repetition. He wants us to understand that there is a difference between soul and body. Let's see the translation. The soul can never be cut to pieces by any, nor burned by fire, nor moistened by water, nor withered by the wind. What is Krishna trying to tell us in this verse? Connection between soul and matter. Let's take this understanding further. Nainam chindanti shastrani. Soul cannot be cut, cannot be pierced by any weapon. Nainam dahati pavakaha. It cannot be burnt by fire either. Na chainam klediyanti apu. Cannot be moistened, dissolved by water. Na soshayati marutaha. Cannot be withered by wind. So even a most powerful thing like an atomic bomb today cannot destroy the soul. The soul is eternal. So any of these panchadhatus, air, water, fire, ether, earth cannot destroy the soul. The soul can withstand any attack on that. So this is the first understanding. Soul is eternal and soul cannot be acted upon by any material elements. And the second learning is there is a very nice analogy given in this purport by Srila Prabhupada. He says we should realize that we are sparks of fire. And the fire is Paramatma, and we, sparks of fire, are Jivatma. And we are one in quality because we are coming from the fire. So Jivatma has all the qualities of Paramatma. But spark is small, minuscule. And the spark can never again go back to the fire once it is separate. This is the relationship that we have as Jivatma with Paramatma. We have all the qualities of the Lord, but we live independently. And the understanding of this analogy, Krishna is telling Arjuna that he liberated by this knowledge. There is nothing, and all the jivatmas, irrespective of what happens to the body, will continue to live eternally. To remember spiritual whenever we are faced with problems like Arjuna is facing. If you are able to apply this, that I am not the body, I am the soul, I am part of the Lord, and Lord is here to protect me, you have won the battle of life. We go further. This is a lovely poem by Chaitanya. It says, weapons cannot cut the soul in twain, nor can fire burn it or leave stain. Water cannot wet it, nor make it decay. The wind cannot dry it or blow it away. What a wonderful way of explaining the same words. So we should internalize this message. We are not the body, we are the soul, and the soul has such unique properties. It is eternal. Same understanding continues in the next verse. Let's go through the verse. Chodyayam adhyayoyam kledhyashosya evacha nitya sarvagata sthanur chiloyam sanatanaha. This verse is even more interesting. The qualities of the eternal soul are being described. Let's go to the translation. This individual soul is unbreakable and insoluble and can be neither burned nor dried. He is everlasting, present everywhere, unchangeable, immovable, and eternally the same. These first two lines, Krishna is almost continuing from the last verse. We will see as we go forward. Individual soul is unbreakable and insoluble. And then he gives further character soul. Let's see this going forward. This is the eternal soul. And in 2.23 we saw, it says, Nainam Chindanti Prani. Soul is, it cannot be penetrated. Here you have another characteristic added to it. Krishna says, it is Chedyayam. Why it cannot be burned? Because it is impenetrable, unbreakable. Then we saw Nainam Dahati Pavaka. Krishna says the soul cannot be burned. Why? That is given in this verse again to re-emphasize Adhayo Yam. Because it is unburnable. You can't burn a cheese or a thing which is unburnable. Then he says, Nachainam Klediyanti Apo in the last verse cannot be moistened. Why? Because it is Akledyoyam. It is unsoluble. Na Toshayati Maruta. He heard it cannot be withered. Why? Because it is asocyan, unwitherable. So this verse reinforces, adds to the qualities of soul that we learned in the last verse. After these qualities, now Krishna mentions additional characteristics of the soul. He says, Nitya Sarvagata Tanur. Nitya, word by word, is everlasting, means eternal. It is summarizing all the six qualities that we have studied so far. Sarvagataha, soul can go anywhere. And this is again a very important learning for us. Krishna is saying the soul can go anywhere. And this has a lot of implications when we study going forward. Then he says, Tanu, Sarvagata Tanu. Tanur means unchangeable, immovable. Now, why I said this is important? It can go anywhere. It is unchangeable. Is today we are trying to say that there is no life on other planets. You go to Mars, you go to Moon. That is because of the understanding that we have of life as it exists on Earth. But this verse can help us start thinking that Can this not really change our understanding? Maybe there is life existing on the other planets which we are not able to see because we don't understand the phenomenal possibilities of Atma. Today, if you see a fish, whale, shark, it is able to live in the water without any problem. Can we live in water? No. Similarly, if you were to understand the qualities of soul and extrapolate, it looks like there could be life on the other planets which we are not aware, which we cannot see because of our material limitation. Then he says, Tilayat Sanatanaha. Chala means immovable. Yam Sanatana means eternal. So Krishna is re-emphasizing, reinforcing and telling Arjuna, please understand the unique characteristics of Atma and you are this Atma. In short, if you were to understand, easy to remember, it is bulletproof. No bullet can kill the soul. It is fireproof. No fire can kill the soul. Waterproof. No water can harm the soul. And it is windproof. Now, the most important lesson for us going forward from this work is if we establish loving relationship with Krishna, we can be frustration proof because this is knowledge. This is enlightenment. Enlightenment raises us from fear of death to the depth of fear. Please listen carefully. Raises us from the fear of death to the depth of fear. We all can be fearless in this world if we understand this and apply this principle of Krishna Jnana. And remember, we are part and parcel of Krishna. Nothing can happen to us as Atma because Paramatma within us is there always to protect us. It is just that we should be aware and we should establish the relationship with Krishna. Let's go to the next verse. Avyaktoyam achintyoyam avikaryoyam uchyate tasmat evam viditvainam nasocitam arhasi. We will go to the next page because I will read the translation along with the explanation. Translation of this verse. It is said that the soul is invisible, inconceivable, and immutable. Knowing this, you should not grieve for the body. So Krishna is taking out whatever little doubt Arjuna may have in establishing the fact that soul is eternal. We are as souls immortal. Only the body dies, nothing happens to the soul. This soul is a very, very interesting description of the soul. It is described by Acharya that the size of the soul is 1/10,000 of tip of the upper portion of one hair strand. Such a small particle can create such wonders in any body of this world. This is what we should understand. Avyaktoyam Intyoyam. What is avyakto? Avyakto means the soul is unmanifest. It cannot be understood by our senses. Why do we need help of Gita? Because of this characteristic. Then he says, inconceivable, achintya. What is achintya? Avyakto is unmanifest. We cannot see it by our senses. We cannot see it, we cannot feel it, we cannot touch it. Achintya is even more powerful because even our mind fails to understand this. Can anyone ask our mind? Mind is powerful. It can go from one place to the other, even at the blink of your eyelid. It can travel great distances. It can go from one subject to other. It can do anything. But this powerful mind also cannot understand what is this soul all about. Hence, Srila Prabhupada says, You should take shelter of scriptures. You cannot understand about the soul just by trying to apply material knowledge, material science. Avikaryo yam utyate. Avikarya. Now, vikara means transformation. Now, avikarya means no transformation. So, this soul cannot undergo any transformation. It will remain the same. It is eternal. It is immortal. Three important characteristics: avyakto, invisible, 1/10,000 the size of the tip of the hair. There is no microscope which is designed in the world which can see the size of the soul. Incomprehensible. It is impossible. Achintyo. Immutable. It is unchanging. It will continue to live the same way. Now, let's understand the subtle difference between matter and soul because we are on the subject of soul. Krishna is telling Arjuna verse by verse how is the soul and how we should understand. Now, this is a lovely verse from Sripad Madhvacharya. He says, Tad vikara sharirasya na vishnu tad gatasya na chattad adinam shariram chajaствatan mamatam ved. In short, what it means is matter as we see it, it could be mud, it could be stone, it could be wood, has just three phases. It is born, it is created, it exists for some time, and then it is destroyed. It is
Prabhu,
annihilated.
sorry to interrupt. That particular verse which you recited now, that is not there in this slide. Was it a change you made afterwards?
Sorry?
The verse that you just recited about
Huh.
so that is not seen in this particular slide which I am having.
Ah. Maybe I have added here, so I have just mentioned it.
Okay, okay, fine. Go ahead, Prabhu.
So you can see the six transformations, isn't it? Prabhuji, you're with me?
Yes,
Can you
I'm
hear
on
me,
the slide.
Prabhuji?
Yes, I'm on the slide where it is six transformations of the body. And
Here on that.
the slide from there, you can just tell me next so that I can move at the same pace.
Yeah, yeah. So now I will explain this and then we'll move to the next slide.
Yes, yes, sure.
So, what is matter? Matter has three phases. It is born, it is used, and it dies. This is how matter. And you can apply it to any matter that you see. It could be a table, it could be a chair, it could be a stone item, just three phases: birth, use, death. But Sripad Madhvacharya defines in this verse, which I just recited, and says a body which has a soul, body because of the soul is conscious, and body and six transformations. And what are they? We have seen this earlier. Prabhuji also mentioned it in the last class. We go through birth, we go through growth, reproduction, that is expansion of our species, maintenance, middle age, then old age starts, deterioration, and death. So the difference between matter and the uh, soul in the body in which the soul exists is we are no longer matter. We are spirit souls. The soul gives us the three extra phases of reproduction, maintenance, and then we also die. So this is the beauty of a body, which and the soul is let us say, is residing in this body, and our body goes through six transformations and not three. And now you may say, how can I see this? Can I see the soul? Yes, you can see the soul, but not by our senses. If you meditate, if you read Gita, if you try to understand what Krishna is telling Arjuna in 15.10 verse, Krishna says, you can see. Let me see if I can highlight. Okay. Pachanti gnana chakshusaha. You can see the soul with your knowledge. We cannot see it with our senses. He further says in 15.11, the Atmani, but through effort, through yoga, who can perceive the soul situated within. That is why it is said, do not look for knowledge outside. The knowledge is within because the soul is within. And we must recognize and realize that soul. That is self realization. Let's move to the next verse. So we have completed the first section where we saw the qualities of the soul. And now we are going to see why Krishna is saying, nasocitam arhasi, do not lament. These four verses are really going to hammer it so hard that even if we want to forget, we will not forget. Krishna is saying three words, do not lament. Nasocitam arhasi. Let's go to the next slide. I am repeating this slide again because Krishna is repeating this message in this chapter repeatedly. He says in 2.11, the first word, asocyan, do not lament. Now we are going to see nasocitam arhasi, do not grieve. And when we come to the 18th chapter, he says, mokshasyami ma sucah, do not fear, which will be freeing us from worry. This is the important takeaway of chapter 2. Let's go to this verse. Sachainam nityajatam nityam va manyase mrutam tatapi tvam mahabaho nainam sochitam arhasi. So now Krishna is saying, "O Arjuna, I have told you this philosophy, which is not known to anyone. I have given you the Atma-jnana. Now, for some reason, if you have a doubt and you want to know what the other doctrines are saying, and you want to believe that the other doctrines are saying the truth, let me walk you through that as well. So Krishna gives you complete knowledge. He's not only saying that you listen to me from me about Atma Jnana, you are not the body, you are the soul, and believe that as the truth. He says, no, I am saying, Nainam Sochitam Arhasi, even if you are to not believe in Atma Jnana, let's look at the translation. He says, other doctrines, even if you think that the soul is always born and dies forever, you still have no reason to lament, O mighty armed. So what Krishna is saying, Sachainam nityajatam. If you think soul is ever born, nityam va manyase mrutam. If you think the soul ever dies, tathapi tvam mahabahu. He is now calling Arjuna Mahabahu. Srila Prabhupada says Krishna is using this word very, very deliberately. He says, O Arjuna, you are a mighty warrior, the best archer of this world, and you come from Kuru dynasty. You have a cultural background. You are a warrior. Then you should not be overcome by petty misconceptions. You cannot feel miserable. You cannot say, I will not fight. Nasocitam arhasi. Do not lament. The only difference between the last time and this time is Krishna is saying, even if you don't believe what I tell you, that soul is immortal, soul is eternal, soul cannot be destroyed, even then you have nothing to lose. And why is Krishna saying this? We'll understand in this explanation. Right? So, even in those times of Krishna, Mahabharata, there were philosophers who had different philosophies. So, we cannot prevent people from thinking. We cannot prevent people from believing. What we can do is we should believe what is to be believed. So there are three philosophers, or even four, let me say, four philosophers who existed at that time. And they had their own theory. The first one were Vaibhasikas. They said body and soul are different. Listen carefully why Krishna is giving this example. It's not that he wants to confuse us. He says, even if you're not to believe in what I say and believe in these philosophers, that is Vaibhashikas. Second is Lokayutikas, followers of Tarvata, man, the philosopher who existed then. He used to say body is Atma. So these were the two which philosophers. And assume the same philosophy is holding good even today after 5,000 years. What do our modern scientists say? All of them come close to this. They say there is no rebirth because scientists say I can't see rebirth. This is the same thing what the philosophers used to say then they say body and soul are same. It means to say that the soul dies along with the body and hence there is no rebirth. They say the life comes from matter. It's a combination of physical and chemical elements. If you were to believe all this, Krishna says, oh Arjuna, why are you lamenting? Because it is just a combination of matter, the combination of physical and chemical elements. It will be destroyed in the form of Bhishma, in the form of Drona. You will kill them. What is there to lament? Because you can put the same chemicals together and create another body, because this is your belief. Even Buddha or Buddhists, the Bauddhavadis, they also have no belief in soul. Krishna says, either you believe my Atmajnana, or if you don't believe in my Atmajnana, believe in any philosophers you want. If the Atma is going to die, why is there a need to lament? It is, after all, a mixture of physical and chemical elements. They are born, they will die. Every matter has to die. So even in this case, what is there to lament? This is how Krishna is trying to give a comparison contrast to make Arjuna believe, understand, internalize that soul is eternal. We are not this body. Now, this is another lovely example quoted. This is an analogy where this is a my prominent biologist, Dennis Noble. He is not a philosopher. He says, if you were to try to understand the soul conceptually, I will give you an analogy. And that analogy is just as a soundtrack is not the origin of music, it is just medium for music. Body is the medium in which consciousness is expressed. And this consciousness comes from soul. Please believe soul is eternal. This is another way of an understanding the concept which is difficult to understand, and this is soul. Now, I quote from Srimad Bhagavatam, where Balrama tells Rukmini how difficult is the duty of a Kshatriya. Very powerful word. It says, Kshatriyanam ayam dharma prajapati vinirmitaha rathapi bhartaram hanyad yena ghora tamastata. The translation is, O Rukmini, code of sacred duty for warriors established by Lord Brahma enjoins that one may have to kill even his own brother. This is indeed a most dreadful law. So that is
Yeah, Prabhu,
the,
is this
the
verse of
power
Balram
of
part
a
of the slide
duty.
or it is not there in the slide?
Sorry,
This Balram's verse which you're quoting, is it part of the slide? It's not there in the slide, right? You're, you're reading it separately, no?
unfortunately, it was Prabhuji. I don't know whether
No, it is
you
not in
can't see
this.
this.
No, it is not there. That's why I asked you.
Okay, no worries. Then you
Okay.
take this as a recitation.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't
What
know.
we are
I don't know which
seeing is a slide.
version of the presentation I sent you.
Yeah, what I'm seeing now is a slide in which Vaibhashikas, then Lokayatikas, and then modern scientists, and the flask and all that. That is what is shown.
Go to the next slide.
Next is where Buddhist viewpoint. That is
Go
the same.
further.
Okay. Then you go to okay. I think here it is coming.
Yes.
Balram, yeah, Balram's quote is coming now. Yes. Sorry, I couldn't keep up the pace
So
with you. That I was wondering because the Buddhist never came up, so I was
right.
wondering. Okay.
So this is a unique experience where I don't have the control on the slides.
And I don't have control on your voice.
Ah, so anyway, this is how Krishna wants us to go through the lesson.
And one more thing I
So
wanted to
this is
point,
what I was telling.
yeah, one more thing I wanted to point out was the diacritics have got changed in when it came to me. So I'm not able to see the same diacritics which you normally put, for the verses. So it's got a bit distorted, the diacritics. You remember
I
which
see.
I mentioned last time also?
Okay, okay.
I'm able to, from my laptop, I'm seeing the diacritics in a different way.
See. Anyway,
Okay. See, Prabhu.
we'll continue. Okay, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu, continue.
So now since you are seeing the slide, this is the verse I quoted where Balrama is telling Rukmini the code of sacred duty for warriors, that is Kshatriyanam, established by Lord Brahma, enjoins that one may have to kill even his own brother. So that is the importance of duty. We saw in the last class compassion, kindness. So we should be balancing our compassion with our duty. So the highlight of this message from Krishna to Arjuna is you cannot say, I will not fight, you must fight. And there is no reason to lament. We go to the next slide. जातस्य हि ध्रुवो मृत्युर् ध्रुवं जन्ममृतस्य च तस्माद् अपरिहार्ये अर्थे नात्वं सोचितम् अर्हसि. Once again, the famous Natvam Sochitam Arhasi. Just imagine the importance of these three words. Krishna is repeating it so many times to Arjuna. What's the, let's go to the verse. Yatasya hi dhruvo mrityu. When you see this word dhruvo, it means certain. Krishna says, one who is born will certainly die. When he says, dhruvam janmamrutasya cha, again the word dhruvo is there. One who is born will have to die. Dhruvam janmamrutasya cha. So he's asking Arjuna, what is the confusion? Tasmad aparyare arthe. But remember, the soul is never destroyed. The soul only takes another body after death. So this is a journey. This is the cycle of birth and death. When this is happening, you can't stop it. You can't slow it. Why are you not doing your duty as a Kshatriya? You must fight. Why you must fight? Natvam sochitam arhasi. You should not lament. So if you take this and now read the translation, one who has taken his birth is sure to die. And after death, one is sure to take birth again. Therefore, in the unavoidable discharge of your duty, you should not lament, O mighty armed Arjuna. So death isn't avoidable, it is not in our hands, but the trauma of death is. This is another important learning for us. There will be death in our families. We will lose our near and dear ones. It is inevitable. What is important is trauma of death. Is do not grieve, do not lament. Easy to say, but as Gita students, now we have become aware of it. We should slowly internalize it because there is a day not too far off when we are going to face this in our own life, in our own families, in our own relative circle. If I were to explain what is happening to the soul, how this birth and death cycle happens. So based on past desire, this is the first step. Soul deserves and desires the next body. Accordingly, Krishna says, Tatastu, and the soul accepts the new body. So we are all born as a new person. We perform karma. Why we should control our karma? Why we should try to do pious deeds? Because Our next birth is linked to what we do in this birth. So act on the basis of desire, try to have desire to love Krishna. This body will die because it is useless. Then the same birth cycle starts. What Krishna says, make the difference. Break the cycle of life and death by and achieve liberation. And you don't have to do anything for that. Just follow the guidance that I have given you through Arjuna. Love Krishna. Believe in the message that he's giving us. Follow the path of Dharma. Nasocitam arhasi. We have nothing to lament. We go to the next verse. Avyaktadini bhutani vyaktamadhyani bharata avyakta nidanani eva tattaka paridevana. Krishna now giving us the further message on the difference between soul and body. It is said even in the Bible that we are rising from dust to dust, ashes to ashes. It's all that is there to life. We are born to die. So this is the meaning of this. All created beings are unmanifest in their beginning, manifest in their interim state, and unmanifest again when annihilated. So what need is there for lamentation? Sucah paridevana. Let us understand this through this example. So, irrespective of whatever philosophy you believe, do not believe in soul's existence or believe in soul's existence. We are all children of Krishna. We will believe in Krishna's existence. Irrespective of your belief, Krishna says, "Avyaktadini bhutani." All living beings are unmanifest. You cannot see them when they are about to be born. And it is not very difficult to understand this. All of us begin our life as a single cell in our mother's womb. That is the stage when we become manifest. Avyakpadini bhutani. And from that cell, we are born, we live such powerful life, and then lose this body and we die again. So this is the cycle. Avyakpadini bhutani. Bhutani means any body which has a soul inside it. So this is the transient nature of life, Arjuna. Why are you getting worried? Vyakta madhyani bharata. So you are now born. So we were a cell in mother's womb, and now we have become a baby in this material world. So before creation, we were unmanifest. After creation, we are manifest. This is the cycle. Avyakta nidanani eva. They again became unmanifest because there is a process of annihilation. There is a process of death. So we will die. Tattaka paridevana. Therefore, what is the need for lamentation? That's the question that Krishna is asking Arjuna. And if I were to give an example, it will help you understand. This is clay, earth, one of the Panchadhatus. When this clay is used by an expert potter, it becomes a beautiful pot. This is the manifestation stage. This pot will get old, it will break. That is the annihilation stage. And that pot will go back again, becoming clay. So this is the process of life and death. O Arjuna, why are you lamenting? Let's go to the next verse. This is the most amazing verse, and this is where I said, in spite of understanding soul's definition in so many verses, there are many people still who are confused. Let's go through this verse. आश्चर्यवत् पश्यति कश्चित् ईनाम् आश्चर्यवद् वदति तथैव चान्या आश्चर्यवत् चैनम् अन्य शृणोति कृत्वापि एनं वेद न चैव कश्चित्. Some look on the soul as amazing, some describe him as amazing, and some hear of him as amazing, while others, even after hearing about him, cannot understand him at all. This is the truth. It is very, very difficult to understand. Let's try to take this example. So there are four stages that Krishna describes. He says the first one, some see the soul as amazing. And now let's take this example. You see this elephant. Soul, as I mentioned, is a small particle, 1/10,000 the tip of the hair. The same soul exists in an elephant which weighs up to 6 tons. This same soul is in all of us as jivatmas. This same soul is also in this giant body of a blue whale which weighs 200 tons. You have a microscope required to see this virus inside our body. Huge banyan tree, irrespective of what be the life body, the soul remains the same. This is why Krishna says, Ashcharivat Pashyati Kachidinam. Some see the soul as amazing. Next, some, so some behold the soul as amazing. It is amazing. Second verse, the line says, some speak, describe the soul as amazing. Ashcharivat Vadati Tataiva Chanya. Some speak, describe the soul as amazing. Some hear the soul as amazing. Ashcharivat Chainam Anya Shunoti. And last people are Vapi Enam Vedana Chaiva Kashit. Yet having heard many times, none understands what is the soul at all. So this is the process of learning. Atma Jnana is easy to talk, easy to discuss, but very difficult to understand and even more difficult to realize. Apply it in our lives. Tomorrow, in the next minute, if someone insults us, we will get angry. We will give it back to him because of anger, his body consciousness. If you're a soul, you are not going to respond, you are not going to react. You will say that it is your choice to abuse me. I don't care because it doesn't apply to me. But it is not easy to reach there. What we should understand is learn and practice to detach. Why is Krishna telling Arjuna, you are not the body, you are the soul? Because Arjuna is attached to family, attached to relationships. Krishna says, detach. All of us have to go to every relationship has an end. Material attachments are binding and blinding. They really imprison us. So Krishna says, break free. Example is like an alcoholist, a person who loves alcohol. Whatever you do, the person is always looking for when can I have my next drink. So that is why material attachments are binding and binding. Last verse of the day. Dehi nityam avatyoyam dehe sarvasya bharata tasmat sarvani bhutani natvam tochitam arhasi. So he is not going to leave us from this four words. Natvam tochitam arhasi. Soul that dwells in the body can never be killed. Avatya, O descendant of Bharata. Therefore, you need not lament for any living being. Dehi nityam avatyoyam. He is again emphasizing soul is indestructible. We have seen this earlier also. It cannot be slain. Vada means kill, destroy. Avat means it is indestructible. Dehe sarvasya bharata. The eternal soul exists in all the living beings and remains imperishable. There is no difference between us and a dog, fish, bird, you name it. All the living beings have Dehe Sarvasya Bharata. There is a soul which exists in them. Tasmat Sarvani Bhutani. Therefore, all living beings have to realize this that this body is conscious because of the presence of the soul. There is no difference between this body and that body. There is a Atma in the other person too. Do not have this. Either do not love him, do not hate him. Be on the platform of equanimity. Natvam sochitam arhasi. Do not lament. This is the conclusion of transaction. This is the conclusion of spiritual knowledge, Atma. Spiritual knowledge transforms. What does it transform? Hope, hopeless end. We all feel, oh, this is the end of the world because of some misery, some calamity in our life. Krishna is saying there is no hopeless end. There is only endless hope, provided you understand your true identity. Just play this video, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu. I'll play this video, but then I'm not able to see any link for it. In the sense, something needs to highlight while playing, no? Yes, now it's highlighting.
You could see the video.
Yes, I'm playing it.
Perfect. Is it complete?
Playing, Prabhu.
So, what is the essence of this video? It is the birdlet inside a shell is protected and it feels safe. But life cannot happen if it doesn't break open the shell. And that's what this video is showing. So we must break open this shell of this body concept. Learn to break out of the shell. Learn to use its wing. Only then can the bird soar high in the sky, explore and enjoy the world. So similarly, we must adopt practice of dharma. That's the only way to break free from the shell of this bodily conception of life. This body is a shell. This body looks beautiful for a few years. It may not look beautiful for a few years. You may be born rich. I may be born poor. You are intelligent. I am dull. It doesn't matter. We have what we have. We are born with. But we have to break free because we are understanding that we are eternal souls. We are here to play a part because we had desired to be born. We are born. We have got this body. Do not either over rejoice or do not lament. Live with life as it is, as it comes our way. That's the only way we can live happily. So the lesson for today is he repeats this message 4 times. Nasocitam arhasi. Please give up lamentation. Whatever be the difficulties we will face, whatever be the challenges we will undergo, nasocitam arhasi. As students of Gita, we will make this vow, we will take this promise to ourselves that we will not lament. Accept the life as it comes because we cannot change the situations. That's it. So Krishna has destroyed Arjuna's illusion with knowledge. Let us all destroy our illusion with knowledge. Proper knowledge leads to proper action. Now comes the quiz. Are we all ready? Prabhuji, now I'm
Yeah,
completely
Prabhu,
blind. So
just one
I
minute.
will.
There is a slide on summary. You want to complete a summary slide also, or
No, skip that.
okay? Directly, we'll go to the quiz. No,
Yes.
1 second. Yes. Now the first question is already displayed.
So you go through the options and whoever.
No, there is no option. I think
The first one is a simple one. Just tell
that's why I
the
did not
answer.
hit the button again, because if I hit the button again, the answer will come out.
Right.
Okay, so what is the meaning of nasocitam arhasi?
Nasocitam arhasi.
Okay, now unfortunately, Prabhu, I could not see who raised the hand first because my attention was on the screen here.
Yes.
I could not see who raised. There are few hands raised already. Srinidhi,
Yeah, you can see
Anusha,
the queue,
Chetana,
Prabhuji.
Bunadi. How do we go about it?
Give it to one of them.
So we'll select any randomly. I don't know who raised the hand first, honestly.
Anyone, Prabhuji.
Huh?
Give it to anyone who you feel deserves it.
Okay, so let's go to Bunidi. Okay, because we have not seen her hand raised before. So we'll give her a chance, Bhuvanidhi. Okay, so Bhuvanidhi, you want to answer? What is the meaning of nasocitam arhasi?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji Tanvat Pranam.
Yes.
That means do not lament.
Yes.
Perfect. Full mark.
Yes. So there is also negative for wrong answer, right?
Yes.
Okay. So she gets 50 brownie points now for the correct answer. So shall I go to the second question?
Yes.
Now this is a quiz.
What is the meaning of
Yeah.
avyakto?
What is the meaning of avyakto? There is a quiz. So I'll press the next button also. Answer is okay. Srinidhi has already raised her hand even before the answer. Even
I
before the
saw
answer.
Panchanan also raise his
Prabhuji,
hand.
Chetana also.
My God. Chetana also has raised. Anusha also has raised. So it becomes difficult if I don't spot who has raised hand first. So let's give this to Chetana. But remember, once we announce your name and the answer is wrong, then you get minus 50. All right. So we give this to Chetana to answer first. So now,
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. What is the meaning of avyakto? So,
Avyakto means it is
This is a
unmanifest.
multiple choice, Prabhuji.
multiple choice. 1 minute. Let me put the
Yes.
answers. Yeah. Before the answers choices should come, people are. Okay. A is unmanifest. B is inconceivable. C is insoluble. And D is immovable. So what is the correct answer, Chetna madam?
Avyakta is A. A is the answer. Unmanifest.
Unmanifest. Yes. Okay.
Perfect.
So you get 50 brownie points. Good. So all the previous people can put the hands down if anybody has raised it so that we are ready for the question number 3. 1 second. I will do one thing. I'll just, yes. I'll make this slightly bigger screen so that I can, 1 second. Bro, you should be able to see, who is raising the hand from your side. There you're able to see.
I'm also seeing now.
Okay. So now I'll focus on the question then because I'm moving the slide
Right.
and you focus on who is raising the hand first.
Right.
Okay. Question number 3 comes up. What is the meaning of achintyo? Okay. Srinidhi raised the hand. Who raised the hand
Srinidhi
first?
came first.
Okay. So A, unmanifest. B, inconceivable. C, unchanging. D, immovable. What is the answer? Let's hear from her.
Prabhuji, be inconceivable.
Yes, the answer is correct. So Srinidhi gets 50 points. Very good. Congratulations. Now we come to the Prabhu. It should be question 4, I think. You have put question 3, I think, again here.
Okay.
It should be question 4.
Right.
Okay, Anusha raised her hand first this time. So what is the size of the soul?
It's a multiple choice.
Yeah, so 1000 part of the upper portion of the hair point in size, 100,000 part of the upper portion of the hair point in size, 110,000 part of the upper portion of the hair size, and 1,000,000 part of the upper portion of the hair point. Yes, what's the correct answer, Anusha? Hare Krishna.
C 110,000. C 110,000 part of
और
the.
ये बिल्कुल सही जवाब है.
Well done.
Well done. Okay, now so that should have been question 4, and so now let's go to question 5, which is wrongly mentioned as question 4. So it should be question 5 now here. What are the characteristics of soul? Oh my God, who raised the hand first now? So was it Srinidhi again? Yes, I think Srinidhi raised hand first.
Srinidhi, yes.
So Srinidhi, this is a multi-question, multiple answers. So what are the characteristics? Unborn, indestructible, unchangeable. B, cannot be burnt, dried, wet, or withered by wind. C, everlasting, immovable, all-pervading, invisible, inconceivable, immutable. Oh, lot of. Okay. D, all of the above. Answer?
Prabhuji, all of the above.
Correct. Good.
That's
Congratulations.
the right answer.
So this was probably the last question, right?
Yes.
So how do we, so out of 5 questions, so Srinidhi got 200 points, then Anusha got 1, then Chetna got 1, and Bhuvnidhi got 1. Correct. All right. So 50-50. I'll summarize that and I'll send it later on, the points. So now, Prabhu, you carry on the next.
So now, thanks for all winners. Thank you for participation, all the participants. And now we go to the most important session is I will not talk, I will listen. Now you share what are the learnings. You can do it one by one. I'm sure we have constraint of time, so we'll take a couple of these reflections, and then all of you do put your reflections, do share your reflections on the WhatsApp group. And who have been not added into the WhatsApp group, we will add you so that all our learnings are mutually shared. So, who would like to go first to share in this live session? What is the learning that you could take back home and apply in our day-to-day life? Yes, Chetna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
First of all, thank you for a very enlightening session. Now, we are all, of course, we are students of Gita and not so intelligent as to grasp everything in one session. Chapter 2 being probably the most difficult of the Bhagavad Gita to understand, because it talks of body and soul and how they are, and whether they are separate or whether they are the same thing. And then you also mentioned whether there are some people, there is a community that believes that the soul does not exist, and etc. So this is a little difficult, and it was a little confusing. Prabhuji, when you spoke of especially when you were speaking of everyone, any person taking birth on earth has to die. One particular thing came to mind, Prabhuji, that in Yaksha Prashna, when Yudhishthira is being asked these questions by the Yaksha in order to allow him to drink water at the lake, one of the questions that the Yaksha asks him is, what is the most surprising thing on earth? What is the most surprising thing among people? So Yudhishthira's answer is, even though the person knows that that he has taken birth and he has to die, he lives feeling that. So if the person is attending a funeral, he says, "Ayo, ayo, Papa, hingago aurge," and then he lives with the feeling that I am not going to die. I am indestructible. I am never going to. I am going to continue living. So he says that is the most surprising thing, even with the knowledge that a person is, any person who has taken birth is going to die. We all live with the feeling that we are not going to die. It's going to happen to the next person, not to us. So that is the one thing that came to mind to me, Prabhuji, that why lament when we are going to eventually, all of us are going to meet the same end. And what we make of our lives in between the time in between our birth and our end is what matters. So for me, the learning I take from your session today and the learning we take from chapter 2, whatever little verses we have understood, is there is actually no point in crying over spilt milk, like one would say in English, and to make the best of the time we have on earth, because it's really a short time, come to think of it. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Chetna. Hare Krishna. Thank you for your learning.
That,
And what you say is so true.
that
Anyone
verse,
else want
that
to share?
verse which Madam Chetana gave beautifully, that's one of the most popular verses that I think each one of us should endeavor to meditate. Ahani bhutani gachanti yamalayam sheshastavar ichanti kim ascharya ataparam. That means every minute, thousands of people are actually proceeding towards the to Yamaloka. Ani bhutani gachanti yamalayam. That means death is awaiting thousands and thousands of people, and people who are, it's like the slaughterhouse in that, the goats are getting slaughtered, and the goats which are behind, they are busy eating the leaves, and they think that their turn will never come, but they are in the queue. So this is actually beautifully that Madam has said that Yudhishthir answered to that representative of Yamaraj, and that's how the remaining Pandavas were revived from their death. They lost their lives, no? And then because he answered this correctly, that he was actually happy, and then he gave them back the life. Okay, 2 more hands. We have limited time. Be brief, and then maybe we should allow everybody to answer in the chat group also, WhatsApp chat group also. So maybe Anusha
Yes,
and
Prabhu.
okay, so you wanted to answer, Srinidhi and Anusha. Maybe you can quickly share your views also. No problem.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dhanna Pranam. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for this beautiful session. This knowledge actually about the soul and body is very enlightening for us, Prabhuji, because even as student, we prepare for many competitive exams, and we have given also, like when I was studying in intermediate also, we have given an exam, but this is a lot of confusion, like whether we'll get good rank or not, and what if we'll not get, what about at home, and more relatives will they have they'll have more concern on us than our parents, so there is a lot of pressure on us. But when this knowledge of body and soul, that the results we'll get in this life are based on our previous birth, and even in the end, you have mentioned, Prabhuji, that we have to go on with our life. Whatever Krishna gives us, that is good for us. And even since morning today, after few months, or after few months, we are going to give a competitive exam. So we are so much tensed about it, like how and how, like everything. But today's session, it was very nice, Prabhuji, and I'm very grateful. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Very nicely expressed by Srinidhi, and very practical also. Very good. Thank you. Anusha, last then rest can, try to give it in the WhatsApp chat also, because it's already 8:23 now.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, put up in our walls, each one of our walls, whether we are students, whether we are professionals, whoever we are at whatever standing of life. So my take homes were, the body is practically very uncertain and going to be useless at the end of the day. So it's high time we wake up and we start feeding the soul, and detach ourselves from, as much as possible, detach ourselves from material attachments, and convert those material attachments as far as possible to spiritual attachments. Thereby, if we are attached too much with our own relatives, maybe we could turn that into spiritual attachment. We follow devotees, we respect our gurus, follow our guru parampara, invest that time in reading Prabhupada's books and listening to lectures. So thereby we inculcate and we foster our spiritual attachment. As Prabhuji said, material attachments are binding and blinding. So that was very interesting, and it's our choice to respond to situation. You said so. We'll be very practical while responding to situation, that they're not going to blame our body, or they're not criticizing any aspect of ours, but we are the soul. So it was a very friendly reminder that we will definitely practice. And one last important point that I cherished is, you had shown that slide with the different animals, but the same soul exists, in different sizes. So maybe a person could be very beautiful, charming, attractive looking. We could respect persons based on their education or beauty or intelligence, or whatever their personality. But after today's class, it seems like everybody is just a soul, and it's all the covering. We need to remind ourselves of that, and accordingly we respect everybody, and irrespective of whether they're on the streets, or they're crorpatis, or whatever it is, we have that equanimity as far as possible. So these were my learnings, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Very good, Mataji. Thank you. Very well said.
So, Prabhuji, I have unshared the screen. I presume that was the end, right?
No, there is, if you have 5 minutes, I can go through the summary. If there is a constraint of time, we can skip it.
Yeah, I think there's a constraint of time. Maybe we can, uh, you know, close it for the day
I'll
because.
quickly do it, Prabhuji.
Okay, so you want me to share again?
Yeah.
Okay, 1 second. Just 1 second, huh? So this is what is coming in the next slide.
Go further.
After this?
Yeah.
Okay, this one?
So this is the summary that I have created. I'm sure all of you are on the same page. I'm just going to reinforce the knowledge we have taken home is body is temporary, soul is eternal. And this knowledge is not just knowledge, it is wisdom, it is enlightenment. And what do we achieve? We all live in the fear of death. But Krishna says, please, if you believe in what I have told you, there is death of fear. And there is a big difference between the two. Next slide, please. Remember our identity as eternal soul. Just press, Prabhuji. Keep pressing, Prabhuji. Yeah, the soul is invisible, incomprehensible, immutable, eternal. So please do not lament. Nasocitam arhasi. Next slide. Now the question is how to practice not to lament. Go to we have seen this. We'll go to the next. Krishna is saying, do not lament. This slide. Yeah. How to practice not to lament? We have to practice to detach. Why? Material attachments are binding and blinding. That is what we have seen, Arjuna. My relations, my grandfather, so that my has to go because that has no meaning in the context of birth and death and in the context of Atma being eternal. Next slide. Why we are suffering? Why we have grief? Because we continue to believe that we are the body. It is the body that is suffering. No, our grief will stop or reduce if we realize that we are eternal souls. We are here forever as soul. Next. Most important thing, because this is what we have to apply in our lives. It's just a matter of time. Death isn't avoidable, so we cannot stop death. But the trauma of death is. Whenever we lose our near and dear ones, we must tell ourselves it is just that they have left this body. They will exist with us forever. And if we are able to implement this and apply this, then we are true students of Gita. That's it. Probably. Next one, just see. No. Okay.
So
Just
there
show
are
this.
10 more slides. You want to go through all that?
Just one, this one. Just quickly, go through.
Next one?
Just press.
No, I didn't follow. What you want me to press this?
Just pressing. It is animated.
Okay.
So this was the video which we shared on the group. Why Krishna is called Bhagwan in Bhagavad Gita. And I must thank all of you that you have given wonderful support by viewing this. Just press again, Prabhuji. Keep pressing, Prabhuji. It has generated around 209 views. And my request to all of you is please watch, circulate, and subscribe to the channel. We have a Kishore Kumar's movie clip which garnered 5 million views. But when we are circulating knowledge on Krishna, we are only at 200 views. So my request to all of you is you see it, you share it, and we must make it viral. Let all benefit from the knowledge of Krishna. Thank you. That's it, Prabhuji. Now, there was a question, do we have time for question answers? Yes, we have, but again, we have overshot the session. So I leave it to you, whether should we take one or two questions.
Maybe they can put it in the chat and we can answer it in the group also. It will benefit everyone that time also. No problem.
Perfectly fine.
Okay. Prabhuji. So I think we'll conclude now. Once again, apologies. We went over time by 30 minutes. Our endeavor was to somehow restrict to 8 o'clock, 1 hour time. But it was interesting.
Today,
So
actually, thanks to the technology problem, Prabhuji, or else my session was
I was about to say,
minutes.
It was wonderful that, a lame and a blind could work together today. Isn't it?
So that is faith, Prabhuji.
And, we still manage the show. So thanks to the technology and your day is starting, our day is ending here. So,
and thanks to you, Prabhuji, you navigated the show.
No. Ultimately, the voice was yours. You managed everything so well. And
Thank
big
you very
thanks
much.
to all the
Have a wonderful
participants.
day ahead.
Yeah. So we'll conclude
Hare
today.
Krishna.
And we shall meet again next Saturday. We shall keep this wave of learning Bhagavad Gita systematic. Don't think that we as speakers are experts. We are also learning like you only. And with every session, we get enriched with all the questions that are put forward and all that. So next week, we continue from where we left today. And we'll be announcing what verses we'll be covering next week. Until then, goodbye and good night and good morning to our Shyam Sundar Rao ji. Hare Krishna to everyone.
Hare Krishna.